Welcome to our part 2 sa discussion natin sa human attention. For today, sa part 2 ng ating video on human attention, we will talk about two topics. Number 1, the neuroscience of attention, and number 2, paano ba natin ma-improve yung ating attention. Remember from the first video, I told you there that paying attention is a life skill na sa tingin ko, dapat lahat ng tao marunong kung paano gawin because it will give us a lot of benefits when we learn how to pay better attention. So in this video, lalo na pag pinag-usapan na natin yung number 2, I hope this can help you understand how to pay attention better. Let's start with number 1, the neuroscience of attention. No? The first thing that you need to remember about attention is the process of attention is very related to things, to certain parts of our body, specifically our brain. So, malaki ang kinalaman ng ating utak sa takbo ng ating attention. There are certain parts of the brain that seem to handle our ability to pay attention. As you can see in the picture, when we talk about how people pay attention, malaki ang kinalaman dyan ng mga different parts of our brain. For example, in a study by Posner and Dehaene, 1994, yung mga different parts of the brain are handling specific processes of attention. Halimbawa, yung alerting. Pag sinabi mong alerting, halimbawa may tumunog sa environment mo, tapos hinanap mo kung saan yung tumutunog na yon, that will be handled by your right frontal cortex. Yung orienting naman, kapag may tinuro ako sa iyo, halimbawa, tumingin ka sa likod mo, o tumingin ka sa gilid mo, at sinunod mo yon, you are using your superior parietal lobe. Yung executive attention naman is your attention where you voluntarily control it. So let's say for example, you consciously pay attention to a car na nakita mong dumaan na nagandahan ka, or you pay attention to the things that happened to you in the past, or you pay attention to the present, nakita mo yung isang masarap na pagkain and you pay attention to it, then you are using your anterior cingulate part of the brain. So again, lahat ito na different parts of the brain are helping each other out to help you have a better functioning of your attention. But do you know, more than the brain, isa ring crucial sa pagpapagana ng ating attention is our neurotransmitters, yung mga chemical natin sa katawan that are being released by our nervous system, tulad ng norepinephrine, acetylcholine, dopamine. All of these things are very critical, are very important in making sure na yung ating attention processes ay maayos. In fact, kulang pa nga yung listahan na yan. No? If you're going to study all the neurotransmitters responsible for helping us pay better attention, marami yan. Okay, nandyan ang GABA, nandyan ang glutamate, endorphin, serotonin. All of these things are very important in helping us pay better attention. So that's why after all these things na sinabi ko sa inyo about the brain and neurotransmitters, I want you to realize that your ability to pay attention is again large part handled by neurological factors. 'Di ba? So kapag ikaw magaling ka sa pagpe-pay attention or vice versa, may problema ka in paying attention, malaki ang kinalaman niyan sa quality ng iyong neurological processes. 'Di ba? Kaya nga merong mga sakit, merong mga disorders of attention, ang pinaka-explanation niyan is again neurological. Like for example, ADHD. Why are people with ADHD find it hard to pay attention? Because of neurological reasons. Kaya kung titignan mo sa MRI yung shape ng brain or even yung neurochemical activities ng mga tao na may ADHD, ikumpara mo sila sa mga taong walang ADHD, there will be a lot of differences. That's why ADHD can be considered as a neurological condition. Kaya ang treatment talaga sa ADHD is biomedical Kapag meron kang kliyente na may ADHD, hindi mo talaga yan madadaan sa counseling or sa motivational talk mo, no? Kinakailangan talaga meron kang mga medical interventions na ibibigay, and at the same time, hindi lang naman puro medical interventions, tuturuan mo rin sila ng mga psychological techniques on how to help themselves pay better attention. They work together. The medicine will help them focus more. After that, they will learn the psychological skills that will help them how to pay better attention. Another support na magpapatunay that indeed attention is a highly neurological process is yung connection between intelligence and attention. As we already know, yung intelligence, napaka-highly genetics niyan, napaka-highly biological niyan, no? Malaki ang kinalaman ng iyong genes kung gaano ka katalino. Question is, what makes intelligent people smart? Well, guess what? According to research, one small component pala of intelligence is attention skills. So the reason why people are intelligent is because intelligent people are good in paying attention. So saan ba nanggaling yung intelligence nila? Well, what they inherited from their parents, at least 50%. And a small part of that 50% is allocated to your attentional skills. 'Di ba? Kaya yung mga taong matatalino, the reason why matalino sila kasi nga maganda yung kanilang attention skill, yung kanilang brain, yung wiring ng brain nila specifically for attention is very good. That when they pay attention, they learn a lot of things which contributes to their intelligence. Isa pang suporta, yan din ang dahilan kung bakit karamihan ng mga taong merong attentional problem, meron silang learning difficulties or learning disabilities, which explains why a lot of people with attentional problem seem to have low levels of intelligence. 'Di ba? Kasi nga all of these things are biological things, neurological issues. If you want to better understand why a person's attention is this way or that way, kinakailangan mo talagang i-examine yung kanyang neurological condition. Pero hindi ibig sabihin yan na dahil neurological pala yung attention skills ko, wala na akong magagawa about this. Let's say you are not so good in paying attention. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na wala na akong magagawa kasi biological na ito sa akin nasa dugo ko na to wiring na ito ng brain ko. It doesn't work that way because remember, in biopsychology, we believe in the process or we believe in the concept of neuroplasticity, na kahit na yung brain mo is wired in a certain way, it doesn't mean na ganyan ka na forever. Meron kang mga environmental stimulation na pwedeng gawin sa sarili mo to more or less modify the wiring of your brain. In other words, in a more simple language, pwede kang merong gawing mga techniques on how to nurture and make your attention better. Which leads us to the last part of this video. Ano ba yung mga paraan na pwede natin gawin to help us improve our level of attention? Again, attention may be highly neurological, but it doesn't mean it's not modifiable. Pwede pa rin tayong may mga improvements na magawa sa ating attentional skills given the right stimulation. And what are these things that we can do? How do we nurture our attention for it to improve? Meron akong gustong i-share na 4 na paraan on how to help yourselves improve your attention. Number 1, dahil ang attention may kinalaman sa neurological processes, isa sa mga steps on how to improve your attention may kinalaman din sa neurological activity, and that is sleep. Diba? Sleeping is a neurological activity. Studies after studies have shown that there is a strong link between the quality of your sleep and how good you are in paying attention. Diba? Like for example, in this study by Jeva et al., nakita nila na itong relationship between sleep and attention starts neonate pa lang. Ibig sabihin, kakapanganak pa lang, baby pa lang ang mga tao, pinapakita na meron talagang link between sleep and attention. And this link between sleep and your ability to pay attention continues in the lifetime. So hindi nawawala yung connection na yan between sleep and paying attention. And I think everyday experience can testify that this is true. 'Di ba? Mahirap mag-exam, for example, kapag puyat ka. The reason why hindi mo maalala yung mga sagot na inaral mo the other night kasi puyat ka, it's because it's so hard to pay attention to the questions. 'Di ba? Yun yung nagpapahirap na mag-retrieve sa'yo ng mga sagot sa exam because your brain did not have enough sleep. You have a difficulty paying attention, therefore the answers don't come easy. So again, there is a strong relationship between your quality of sleep and paying attention. Meaning, kung gusto mong mag-improve yung attention mo, pupunta ka sa isang sitwasyon where you are going to make use of your attention. Halimbawa, may exam ka o magdadrive ka, or meron kang hearing, kung attorney ka, you need your attention, no? Make sure that the night before, meron kang enough sleep. That will help your attention a lot. Number 2, make a to-do list. Karamihan ng mga tao, bakit sila distracted all throughout the day? It's because they don't have a priority on what to achieve on that day. Kaya para malabanan natin yung ganyang outcome, kinakailangan araw-araw, before we start our day, meron na tayong mga bagay na pinarioritize sa sarili natin that we are going to do, that we are going to accomplish. By doing this, we are preventing ourselves from being distracted by other things. Diba? Karamihan sa mga tao kasi, kaya nga sila napaka-distracted, bahala na lang sila kung ano yung mga gagawin nila. Kung anong maisipan nilang gagawin, yun yung gagawin nila. Well, that is not exactly using your attention. If you want to be more focused on a specific day, ang gagawin mo talaga, you start your day with the things that you need to focus on. Gawa ka ng to-do list. Number 3, another way to improve your attention is to eliminate distractions, 'di ba? So, may kinalaman ito sa sa number 2. After mong gumawa ng to-do list, ang sunod mong gagawin, tanungin mo 'yung sarili mo, ano ba 'yung mga distractions na dapat mong tanggalin that will prevent you from completing your to-do list? And how do we define distractions? Paano ba malalaman na 'yung isang bagay ay distraction? Dinefine ko na to para sa inyo. Anything that has nothing to do with your goals or your priority in life or anything na wala sa to-do list mo can be considered your distraction. So what do you do with distractions? Gawa ka ng paraan on how to eliminate those distractions. A lot of people today, kaya mahina ang kanilang paying attention skills is because they are not eliminating distractions. Instead, they are surrounding themselves with distractions. 'Di ba? I mean, lalong-lalo ka nang nakikinig sa akin, no? If you are a student, you are guilty of this. How many times did you multitask while you were studying, 'di ba? Marami akong mga estudyanteng nakikita while studying, they're doing something else. Merong nakasalang na Netflix, pasundot-sundot ng Facebook, pasundot-sundot ng Instagram, kaya yung pag-aaral niya tumatagal. Yung pag-aaral na kaya namang tapusin ng 1.5 hours, nagiging 3 oras because of distraction. And what's worse is, according to studies, if you study while in the presence of distractions, bumababa rin yung kalidad ng iyong pag-aaral. No, nag-aral ka nga ng 3 oras pero yung quality ng pag-aaral mo is mababa. So by the time there's an exam, hindi mo masyadong naproseso yung mga ni-review mo in your mind. Therefore, kahit nag-aral ka ng 3 oras, parang hirap na hirap ka pa rin humugot ng sagot from your long-term memory during your exam because the quality of your study is not that good. And the reason is, you were studying distracted. Remember this, kapag sinasanay mo yung brain mo to multitask, 'di ba? You are practicing your brain to have the inability to focus. No, kapag matigas ang ulo mo, lagi mong dinidistract yung sarili mo, hindi mo tinuturuan yung brain mo na mag-focus, ginagawa mo yung baliktad. Tinuturuan mo yung brain mo na huwag mag-focus. And again, that is not a good thing. Remember, our brain is not wired to multitask. If you study how our brain is made, how it is wired, you will conclude na yung brain talaga natin ginawa for us to focus on one thing at a time. As human beings, we are serial processors. Kaya hindi mo pwedeng ipilit yung mga activities na against sa nature ng brain. Don't multitask. Get rid of your distractions, no? But unfortunately, in our education system today, sinabi ko na nga kanina, a lot of students seems to be very distracted. Yung nakikita nyo mga picture ngayon on the slide, this is a picture, a typical day before the pandemic sa isang mall na malapit dito sa amin, no? On a typical day, magugulat ka na yung mall na ito ay punong-puno ng mga estudyante, 'di ba? And take note pala, no, baka sabihin nyo kasi lunch break ito. This is not lunch break. This is actually a time where supposedly students are having their classes, no? If I'm not mistaken, this is on a Wednesday around 2 in the afternoon. Kasagsagan yan ng mga klase. But as you can see, these students, instead of practicing their focus on their studies, they are consciously distracting themselves within these malls. Kaya alam nyo no, kung meron akong isang recommendation na gagawin sa government, dapat mag-improve talaga yung zoning natin ng pagpapatayo ng eskwelahan. I think schools must not be very near malls. Kasi yung mga malls na yan, although yes, it can provide students what they need, but more than provision of the needs, nagiging malaking distraction sila, sa educational processes ng mga estudyante. Diba? So, and these things, marami mga negative effects yan sa quality of our students' learning. This is another picture. Imbis na pumunta sa library and focus on their study, they go to game stations and unwind and enjoy themselves. 'Di ba? I mean, this is a big distraction. 'Di ba? Kung ang goal mo ay maging engineer, I don't think shooting basketball like this can help you become an engineer. Ano magpapa-engineer sa'yo? Mag-focus ka doon sa notes na pinag-aralan nyo kanina sa klase. That will make you an engineer in the future. Before we leave this point, no, another unhealthy practice that I see among students na sa tingin ko nakaka-destroy ng focus and affects your learning quality is yung mga estudyante nag-aaral sa mga coffee shops. I mean, parami yan, no? You go to coffee shops and you will see bunch of students studying for their exams. I don't think coffee shops are good places to study for an exam. Kasi coffee shops are public places. Kaya hindi mo maiiwasan na maya't maya may mga distractions na mangyayari dyan eh. Yung amoy ng pagkain, yung mga tao na labas-masok sa shop, 'di ba? Yung mga nangyayari sa labas ng coffee shop. Along the way while you are studying, you will get distracted, 'di ba? And that will lower down the quality of your study. So hindi talaga maganda nag-aaral, no, sa mga public places for me. Still the best place to study is the library. Kaya kung mapapansin niyo sa library, isa sa pinaka major rule sa library, dapat katahimikan. Bakit kinakailangan tahimik sa library? Because this is a place where people are trying to focus. But you cannot expect the same in coffee shops, di ba? Hindi ka naman pwedeng tumayo doon at pagalitan mo yung kabilang table na maingay sila kasi nagfo-focus ka. Because again, coffee shops are not meant for studying. It's really for drinking coffee. So wag natin gamitin yung coffee shop for something that it is not made for us to do. You want to focus on your studies, then you need to go to the library. No? And of course, when we talk about focus, talagang makikita natin, no, that in the Bible, it also places high emphasis on focus. Proverbs tells us, let your eyes look straight ahead, fix your gaze directly before you, give careful thought to the paths for your feet, and be steadfast in all your ways. Do not turn to the right or to the left, keep your foot from evil. You summarize all those words, it is promoting the value, the importance of focus. That's why one practical step na pwede kong i-prescribe for this point is, one good way to improve your focus is magkaroon ka ng personal retreat, and then you ask yourself, ano ba yung mga distractions sa buhay mo that you need to let go? Because each one of us, meron tayo kanyang-kanyang mga sets of distractions, 'di ba? Yung mga bagay na hindi naman importante, things that disturb us from getting our goals. So while you are having that retreat, again, tanungin mo yung sarili mo, what are these distractions, at gawan mo ng strategy on how to get rid of this. 'Di ba? Okay. Number 4, another way to improve your attention is to practice mindfulness. Usong-uso ito sa clinical psychology ngayon as one form of therapy. Basically, ano bang ibig sabihin ng mindfulness? It is training your mind to focus on the present, as you can see on the screen. Mindfulness is paying attention in a particular way on purpose in the present moment without judgment. So basically, you are training your mind, you are disciplining your mind to look at things na nangyayari at the moment. Hindi mo iisipin yung mga bagay in the past, hindi mo iisipin yung mga bagay in the future. You look at things at the moment. The more you practice mindfulness, the more you are improving your ability to pay attention. 'Di ba? You focus on your breathing. You focus on the things happening to you right now. Ano ba yung naaamoy mo? Ano yung nararamdaman mo? Ano yung nakikita mo? Anong itsura ng ng pusa na nakikita mo ngayon? Anong kulay ng furs niya? Anong mga ginagawa niya? Anong kinakain niya? Everything at the moment. This is one good way for you to train your psyche to focus at the moment. And did you know that the idea of mindfulness, it is also biblically based? In one part of the Bible, may tinuturo dito si Jesus on mindfulness, di ba? Matthew 6:34, anong sabi niya? Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. You summarize all these words being said in the book of Matthew, this is mindfulness, di ba? Huwag mong isipin yung future, mag-focus ka lang sa moment. Enjoyin mo yung mga bagay na nangyayari sa moment. It will help you improve your attention. In fact, tinuloy pa ito no? Sa Matthew 6:34, later on, sa isa pang part ng Bible, no? Kinumpara pa ito sa mindfulness ng mga birds. Look at the birds of the air, for they neither sow nor reap nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not of more value than they? So, even yung mga animals like the birds, they practice mindfulness. Therefore, this must be something good for the psyche. Diba? So, those are some passages in the Bible that talks about mindfulness. So, in summary, ano yung mga 4 ways that we can do so that we can consciously improve our attention? We do the 4 things. Enough sleep, gumawa ka ng to-do list, eliminate mo yung mga distractions mo, and you practice mindfulness. Again, the more you practice this 4, the more consistently you do this 4, the more na gumagaling ka in paying attention. So for those of you who are not so good in paying attention, ito yung mga dapat yung gawin araw-araw. It takes practice. Sa una, talagang mahihirapan ka, no? But the more you do this 4, mas disiplinado kang gawin tong 4 na ito, it will improve your attention big time. In closing, I just want to leave you with the following words from a passage in the Bible, James 1:8, that talks about being distracted. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Hindi talaga maganda ang tao na mumuhay na distracted. We need to practice focus. The Bible, even in science, place high emphasis on focus. Good things happen to us when we learn how to focus on things. This is one way to build psychological stability, learning how to focus. So it's really up to you kung gaano mo kadalas ipapractice yung mga strategies na diniscuss natin dito to improve your focus. But one thing is for sure, expect good things to happen to you when you begin to decide that you need to improve on your paying attention skills.